Genesis Arms Gen 12 with a new barrel setup and new 10-round mags. Just real quick, wanted to do a bit of a functions check, see how the gun runs. A lot of people have asked if this kind of thing is even worth it. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, I'd say it runs. Gen 12, 14.5 with the new upgrades. Review coming up next on GBGuns. So the upgrades, as you saw on the tabletop to the Gen 12 by Genesis Arms, include a Vancomp Systems barrel and the new 10-round mag. You saw that 10-round mag fly just fine, the intro, running this soft stuff right here. Only an ounce and at 1180 feet per second. Not a whole lot of ooey there, but we want to show you what all the gun can run. So we've got a variety of loads. We're going to start off heaviest, ounce and an eighth. These are 3-inch shells, 1550. Those are your big gunners, if you will. But to show the gun can or can't run with the 3-incher. Then we're going to get lighter and softer. 1 ounce at 1250, ounce and 3/8 at 1250. That's a little heavier. We'll run that one before this one. Then 1 ounce at 1250, an ounce at 1325, but 6-shot. Winchester AA, famous gun choker, ounce and an eighth at 1300. Then we get stupid light, ounce and an eighth at only 1200. Ounce and an eighth at 1145, and our lightest that we could find, 1 ounce at 1250. I wouldn't expect a semi-auto like this to run stuff that other semi-autos won't. For example, your breaching rounds, your rubber buck, things like that. So that's not really realistic, but these are about the softest you can find really available here in 2020. We'll run 3 rounds through the Gen 12, just like we do in our normal What's for Dinner, using their magazines. Looking, does it feed from bolt lock, cycle and feed the next round, and will lock open when empty. We're also going to take a look at the patterning and see how that Vancomp barrel does against an 18-inch classic cylinder bore with no choke. So starting off with our heaviest is that Winchester number 4, ounce and an eighth at 1550, 3-inch shells, big guys. As we hand this off to our helper. And since this is a steel shot, I'm not going to be shooting at our steel target out there because, well, that's just dumb. So we'll shoot off into a berm at the side there, but we'll see how the gun runs on this 3-incher. Now, I do want to note that Genesis Arms recommends against 3-inch shots with the brace because it could collapse the brace. If that happens, we'll just own up to it. Let's see. Oh. So we didn't get bolt lock on that. Curious. Now I've got some 2 3/4, number 5 shot, ounce and 3/8, 1250. So still some decent heat. And now we're going to be shooting at our steel because this is lead. That locked open. Wonderful aroma with that ammo. Now some 2 3/4, 1 ounce number 6 shot at 1250 feet per second. So we're starting to get a little soft. Ran but didn't lock open. All right, next we've got some very affordable steel shot. This is from Herder's, 1 ounce, 1325 feet per second, 2 3/4 inch. Because it is steel, we're not going to be shooting at our steel. I'm just going to hurl it off into the distance there. No, actually there's about a 25-foot tall berm out there. It ran, locked open. Man, this gun is fast. Weighing in at 1 ounce and an eighth, we've got the Winchester AA, 1300 feet per second, only 1 ounce and an eighth. Now, one of the things that we're testing here, aside from weight to velocity, is there are different hull materials, and they cause different amounts of friction in different guns, sometimes feeding issues. The AA's now have a very slick side to them, which is nice, and since it's lead, it's going on our steel. Locked open. even on Winchester AA's. If you're fresh back from Brazil, you might like Rio. This is 2 3/4, 1200 feet per second, ounce and an eighth, a number 8 shot. This is your little lightweight stuff. And since it's lead, it's going on the steel. Locked open. I wonder if our initial failures to lock open were just because the gun's brand new. We had maybe 20 shots through it before we started this testing. Federal's Top Flight, ounce and an eighth, only 1145 feet per second. Super soft stuff. I bet it's great in an over-under. What does it do in a semi like the Gen 12? Well, it runs and it locks the bolt open. So we've got some 1250 feet per second, 1 ounce. So light. These are some little soft Rios. They also have the ribbed holes, which can cause some friction issues. But not in the Gen 12.
So this looked pretty controllable and soft in Graham's arms and shoulders. I want to see how it feels in mine. I'm going to put 5 shots on the steel, get a feel for it. It's 12 gauge though. Flinch! Let me load this. Okay. That's really controllable. Wonder what it'll do if I go faster. And I'm not going to put these on the steel, just going to run them out in the wild. I needed a little bit more of a steady footing before doing that, but I'll tell you, that is super amazingly soft and comfortable to shoot for a 12 gauge.
So the Van Comp system barrel is new to the Gen 12s, and one of the things it's supposed to do is improve grouping or patterning, if you will, so that a choke is effectively not necessary, allowing you to run brakes or comps. To test this, we've got some S&B Max Dram 12 pellet double hot buck, wallop of a load, but fewer pellets, larger pellets, should be easy to see on steel. We have a reduced torso at about 20 yards. Gonna put a shot through our Gen 12, see how that patterns, and then we've got a traditional 18-inch cylinder bore shotgun with the same ammo, and we'll see how the pattern differs at this distance on this target. We wanted to do this with paper, but as you may have noticed, we're in Oregon and it rains, and there's really no good way to put paper up for filming this. So, here goes. I believe I see all 12 pellets on there. I can't really count from here, but that is some good density, and it certainly smacked that steel once all the smoke clears. So let's grab that 18-inch. So we went down and cleaned, painted, so we got fresh, wet paint. It looked like about 9 of those 12 pellets were on the steel. Let's see what happens with an 18-inch, but a cylinder bore, no choke, in comparison to that 14.5-inch on the Gen 12. From here, it looks like about 9 pellets as well. But keep in mind, this is an 18-inch barrel versus that Gen 12 just doing a 14.5. You know what? Just in the name of science / because it's fun, we have a 10.5-inch non-NFA firearm Gen 12. I wonder how it would pattern now that it has the Van Comp barrel. All right, so this is a non-NFA firearm, being that it does not fall under the NFA. It's not a pistol, it's not a shotgun, it's not a rifle. We've been over that in the original review of this, but it does project 12 gauge, 10.5-inch barrel, And we've got that same max dram double aught buck. Just curious, with the Van Cott barrel, only 10.5 inches of barrel, how much are we gonna get on target out there? And keep in mind, we don't exactly have these sights zeroed at that. This is where paper would have been better, but well, welcome to the Pacific Northwest, where paper is not always the best choice. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. That's not a terrible loss. Out of a 10.5 inch. Remember, shorties aren't useful. Oh wait, this one is. And I had an idea. So, one of the great things about this platform is it is compatible with AR accessories. If it fits an AR tent, it runs on this. Change the grip on this thing. Also change the trigger. This is a little CMC 3.5 that I happen to be a fan of. So I want to show you just how powerful and how quick 12 gauge can be. But why, Graham? Because I can and it's fun. 10 rounds of birdshot out of a 10.5 inch. Tell me if you think this would be effective or not. That's a lot of lead in a short amount of time. That's the Gen 12 with the updates, the 10 round mag and the Van Cott barrel. Thanks for watching.